Okay, good morning, everyone. Um, I type some words at the right side in the chat room, and you could find some content about. And the continued work, I hope all of you could integrate the content you've done before, such as the user survey and observation, and persona, empathy map, journey map, and sketch developments. You do very well and very complete. And I think all of the content could be writing a good paper, but you don't feel so high pressure because I just want you could writing a conference paper, very simple, about maybe 3 to 4 pages. Yeah. So I uh I think each of the master or PhD course, you could learn a lot about the methodology. Maybe you could learn how to do some special practice, um, but uh, according to the original um, purpose of the master and PhD course, I think is how to writing a paper. So I hope at the end of the course this semester, all of you could practice uh, writing. I think maybe paper writing or research writing, you maybe uh, have learned from different professor, but I think each of professor have their own special skills, maybe some knowledge about the research writing. So I think you could learn different type and different way to do the same things. Okay. So based on the schedule, today we will talk about the two topics. One is how to writing a research paper. This hangout is about discussion very rough about if you are a master student, maybe you don't have enough experience on your writing, right? So I will introduce a very rough and steps by steps to introduce about the writing research paper. You have to notice and follow some tips to do maybe well. Okay, so the second part is about how to prepare paper writing and publishing. So the most important things continue the hangout one is publishing, because if you're writing a very good paper, that's not enough, because you just share to your teacher, your professor, maybe your classmates, maybe your college, but I think all of the researchers, they they all hope and want to get a good contribution to the world. So we need to publish our paper to the international journal, especially maybe on SCI or SSCI. I think maybe you have heard about the SCI or SSCI, right? And uh, I think publish a paper is not very difficult, but if you want to publish on a good journal and have a good contribution to the world, or maybe have some influence in your professional field, maybe your area, to choose a good journal and suitable journal. I think suitable journal is a key point. Yeah, it is important. So the Hangout 2, I will introduce you about how to prepare and find a good, maybe suitable journals for you to do a good publication about your paper. Okay, so let's get started. And do you have any question about the introduction? Okay,
Okay.
okay, thank you. So, uh, uh, wait me a minute, second. Okay. So do you see my screen about the Hangout PPT?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, thank you. First of all, we talk about how to write research papers. Okay. I think according to my introduction, I think every professor, every teacher, they all have their own special skills, maybe some concepts about how to write the research paper. That is okay. That does not mean the right or fault. Because I think different research methods have different way to do it. So I think you can just maybe have a reference about what I'm talking about, so you can maybe integrate your own method. Maybe you could just as a reference. I think that is all okay. Okay. So the first part outline, we will talk about the two subtopic. One is how to find the suitable research paper, research topic, and two is following the IMRD structure. Okay. So the first page is about before we start, please think about how to write the research papers. Do you know how to write the research papers? And just think about maybe 10 seconds. Okay. And what content do we need to write? Yeah, because we do such multiple and very too many works, and maybe we do a lot of survey and maybe experiments. So how do we choose the right things and the right parts to combine and write into our papers? Okay, just think about 10 seconds. Okay. You might hear some bells. Maybe we still have one. Okay, Alan. Okay. So I think all of you are attend the meeting, right? Okay. Okay. And next is how to find a suitable research topic or not research paper, because I have told you in my class and find the research paper a research topic or topic is very important, because if you could find uh, a right topic for your own research content, maybe you are successful in maybe you could successful. I think the level maybe 50%. Yeah, because if you set up a one topic, that will spend you a lot of time to finish your whole work and whole papers, but the results maybe can be used to publication. So you have to change a lot of contents, and you have discussion with your professor, maybe your supervisor, for very long times. I think that is to waste your time. So in my opinion, I think maybe you could just spend some times to definition about your research topic for some times, maybe 2 or 3 months. Maybe some student will ask me, Professor, I just if I set up a topic and for 2 or 3 months, I think it's too maybe it's waste time too. But um I think set up a risk paper topic. The most important thing is you have to do a lot of reading. Read what? Read you have to read a lot of reference. The reference may be about the journal paper. Yeah, maybe conference paper. Maybe you could find some writing and some online papers. Maybe they just like like a website page. That's okay. But the key point is you have to read a lot and horizon and more. So after you do all of the things to reading a lot of reference and some papers, you could find a really right way and right directions to your topic, to your research, and that in that time your topic will more focus on the really you want to do. So I think that is important. And many students have faced the problem that does not know how to find the suitable research topics, but it's very important. Okay, at the same I mentioned about it. Okay, so if we can define a specific and contributing research topic, this will make the whole study help successful and have a great start. Okay, so how to define a specific and contributing research? Okay, it's very important too. So on the next page, there are some tips for finding the suitable research topic. I think these tips and contents maybe will useful for some lab because some of the lab the professor will have their own project, maybe some government funding. So you could just follow the project, maybe follow some practice from the government fundings, and you will easy to find the topic to do. But maybe some students don't want to follow the professor's project, right? Yeah. So maybe you have to find another ways to find the suitable research topic. Okay, so the following page is just my suggestion, and you could just ask the reference. Okay, and one is in the usual institute course, like this course. Okay, that is mean what is usual institute course. For example, maybe in this semester you choose maybe 2 or 3 master degrees course, and this course is a usual it's called the usual institute course. So although the teacher is not your supervisor, but you still learn some things and some research material in this course. Maybe you could integrate your whole course contents and try to develop a research paper, and that will help you to practice the writing skill at the same time, and you could publish a new I think you could publish your own paper, yeah, in this course, maybe another course. So you can explore the topics. If you don't want to publish the paper, I think that's okay. But I think you need to practice. And another thing is you can explore the topics at the same times. So although if you don't have a very clearly purpose and you research topics, you don't know how to do that, maybe you could just learn a lot of things from the different course and try to figure out what is the real topic you want to do. Okay, so that's my suggestion one. And you can explore the topics that are suitable and interesting for yourself. So I think interesting is very important too, because uh, in my career, I met a lot of different types of students, and some of the students have the same problem. Is they are very early to find their research topics, but the result is not good. And what is the mean is the result not good because maybe they are forced, maybe they have some frustrations, so they give up to get the master degrees. Yeah, very I think it's unfortunately, but the whole problem is they don't have interest in. They just want to uh, finish the homework. like to help professor to finish your project and as the homework and write your paper. But maybe you do these directions, you will help you have a good structure and good process to finish your research. But if you don't have interesting, maybe your motivation is very weak. So you can't keep going for a very long time, because we all know if you want to you want to finish a master degrees, your thesis, it's a very long time fighting. So if you don't have patience, you don't have interesting, you can't keep going for a long time. So that is why so many students will give up their master degree. So interesting. And I think maybe interesting could change another words. What you want to do, you want to know, you want to advance your skill. It could combine to the interesting, because interesting is not only, oh, I like it, I want to do it. Maybe in to people, they want to survive in the society, maybe to face your professional problems. I think you must to have a curiosity for something, for the professional skill. So that will cause you to do advance. Maybe you will grow, keep growing in your career. So that's the mind you want to advance maybe could be include to the interesting. So interesting is not only mean you like it's also a conclude what you want to get, and you have a motivation, okay, for yourself. Okay, so do you have any question? Okay, so first is suggestion 1. And in fact, there are many research projects or reports, all of which have opportunities to develop into research papers. So if we can make a good use of them that have already been done, we can develop worthwhile research topic from them. So research project and reports maybe is a good resource to you to find the interesting or suitable topics. But I know every professor's labs have a different direction. Some of them they do a lot of projects and reports, maybe from government funding, right? But some of the professors maybe is a good on the maybe industrial projects. So if the industrial projects, they all focus on how to finish the works, so they don't want to put a lot of tensions about to writing a paper. So maybe the kinds of the industrial projects is not easy to develop research the research writing. So that's okay. So you can just according to your situation to find the right way. Okay. So that is the first I suggestion you is you could find the suitable interesting topics from your course learning. Okay. And 2 is about to explore the areas of interest from the senior studies. Senior studies mean in your lab, maybe you will have a lot of colleagues, maybe your old colleagues, maybe your teammates, or students, your classmates. So seniors always could give you a lot of advice, right? Because they that is not mentioned about the years old, because maybe your seniors is younger than you, maybe but they got a lot of experience to you, right? Because they are early, maybe 2 or 3 years to enter this school, so they learn about the lab direction, maybe the professional skill and professional appetite, so they could give you the right direction. So in my experience of the master degree, I think my seniors give me a lot of good advice and good direction, because when I just a freshman in the master degree, my seniors always told us what is the professional like. That does not mean you have to follow the professional. What is what kind of the research that our professional like. I think that is mean you could know what kind of research our professional maybe will support you and will have enough knowledge and enough skill to help you to finish your research. So at the beginning, you don't know any content about you and any things about your professor, so you could learn from the seniors. So I think to explore the areas of the interest from the senior is important. Maybe their studies. The studies means maybe their master thesis. A master thesis is mean their graduates master degrees paper. Okay, that's called a thesis, master thesis. Okay, and we can continue to study the problems they have not solved. What does that mean? That is mean every lab, every supervisors have their long-term research area and direction. So if you could know your seniors studies direction, that is meaning you could find some sub directions maybe your profession want to do, but no one finish it. So if you have the interesting on it, I think you could have a good cooperation to your professor to follow the senior studies, but you try a new and no one finish it contents to continue the works. So that is why I mean we can continue to study the problems they have not solved, because it's a new direction, but the direction is a long-term direction. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so it is very difficult for students to develop a completely new research field or topic, because develop a completely new research field is the work by professor, not student. It is a very difficult way, even to me. So I tried hard to do the same things, develop a completely new research field. But when we got a so high purpose in the futures, we have to do very detailed and very hard and follow step by steps and to get the long-term purpose. So based on the whole things we hope to create a new research field, we have to do a lot of basic research during this time, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years. Okay, so if you have interesting about one professor's research directions, maybe you could just attend the sub the one of the sub research, and you do very detailed and do well and try hard to finish it. I think you could find a suitable topic to you in the lab in the one of the lab direction. Okay, so therefore we can follow existing research areas and further develop a new research topic. Okay, so that is suggestion 2. Okay, so the key point I think is seniors. Seniors in your master degrees is very important role. Yeah. And we don't have a break times today on live course, because I hope we could just finish our teaching contents, and I will give you time to discussion. To maybe you want to discussion by yourself to me. Maybe you could get started to try to do the work I mentioned to you. Okay, so I don't have the break time. Okay, but because the teaching type is online, so if you do want to go to the bathroom or drink some water, that's okay. Just feel free. Okay. Okay. Suggestion 3 is about reading the proceedings of the international conference to find the inspiration and possibilities in the research field. I think the key point is international conference, but I think we can't do it now because the COVID-19 is too serious. But that's okay, because although you can't attend the real and on times and the newest international conference, but you still could find some papers from the past international conference, because after the international conference sessions, the publications maybe will publicate proceedings. Proceedings is a book about conclude all of the papers will present what was presented in the international conference. So if you can find the proceedings of some of the international conference, you could find all of the papers they have finished present at in that session. So why I a suggestion to you about international conference, because I think international conference paper always very short and very simple, and they don't need a too complex and too difficult design method, and and based on the quantitative research principles, they also the conference papers also don't need too many subjects have to be calculated in your experience. So you could just do a very simple and very small experience, and you could publicate the international conference. But on the contrast about journal papers, that is not the it's very difficult, because journal paper they ask and request is very strictly. So your subjects maybe have collect about 300 or 400 subjects, maybe 1,000 subjects. So you have to spend a lot of times to do the survey and have to calculate the data, and the data, or maybe you should analyze for maybe 1 or 2 months. So the periods will become very long, so you can't practice your writing skills for a short time. So I think international conference is a good way for you to find the topic, because you could know what kind of research is everyone concerned about, and everyone want to know. So it could be more simplified to say what is the popular area and topic in our research field. So you can find the topic in the international conference. Because in the international conference, the main purpose is every researcher could sharing the newest research direction in lifetime. So you are very easy to know and see the newest topic in the international conference. But in journal paper is not the same, because journal papers before the publication, maybe we should maybe run, if it's quickly, maybe have to run about half year or 8 to 10 months, and you have to do everything, and your paper could be published on the journal journal. But international conference is very quick. If you submit your papers, you only have to wait about the 1 month, and you could get the acceptance, and you could attend the international conference. So if you don't have a right direction, and you don't know how to say that, you don't know how to begin, maybe you could find the nearly maybe 1 or 2 recent years conference paper proceedings, and you could find the topic maybe you want to do, and the topic is also the popular and the newest topic. Okay, so to understand the latest trend by paper or electronic results. Okay, so the latest research trends from abroad can help us to figure out the most important research topics at the moment. Okay, I think the most important research topic at the moment is the key points. Okay, so international conference have in a conclusion, we could find the research trend this, and figure out what is the key topics all of the researchers concerned about. Okay, so that's my suggestion 3. Okay, and 4 is you maybe could reading international journal articles to find out what is famous and interesting in the research field. But I think you probably could do the suggestion 3 at first, because I think maybe to a master degree students, reading international journal articles is a little bit difficult. But if you can do maybe you have to do maybe you do these things for some times, I think you are very good, because international articles contents is very difficult to than the conference paper, because the structure and the contents, how to say that, and method are not easy to figure out. So you have to learn some, maybe you have to learn different research method and have some experience to get some reference from the conference paper or another papers, and you will more easy to reading international journal articles. So this suggestion is the key point is famous. Although the international journal articles, most of them is not very new, but these kind of journals could help us to know what is the famous professor they do now, and what is the all of the researcher, maybe a editor, journal editor, wants to catch and accept this topic, because if we want to do a research publication, we all hope the editor could accept our paper, right? But if you submit your papers to a very good and high-ranking journal, I think maybe the acceptance ratio is about maybe 10%, maybe just 8%. Yeah, very, very low. So how do we could fighting all of the different foreign countries papers and outstanding to them, and finally we could be published. The key point is what topic they all want to know and very famous, and they all have interest in. So although the international journal article is not, it's very difficult to read, but I advise all of you have to read maybe 3 or 5 of them, because maybe this kind of the journal paper could be a very important reference to your writing. Yeah. To my experience, when I be maybe a reviewers to your master degrees, I always will turn to the last page to read the reference. If I upgrade the reference, you don't reference any international articles, I think your reference is not very good and have a very low supporting to your contents. But if you can reference just maybe 3 or 5 international articles, even the article is especially the article is from the SSCI or SCI, that will rise your whole papers. I think it could let the reviewers to know you read the high quality contents. That will help your paper be good. Yeah. So although this thing, the suggestion 4 is not easy, but I still encourage all of you to find 3 or 5 papers to read, maybe as your reference. Okay. So to understanding what the issue are important by papers or online is results, I will share my experience to you after several pages. Okay. The last research train from the board can help us to figure out the most important research topics at the moment. Okay, so the key point is the most important research topic at the moment. Okay. And suggestion 5 is you could finding your own direction from the supervisor's research project. Okay, I aforementioned about it, because some professors have the MOST. Do you know the MOST project? It's about I remember the M is Ministry of S. I forgot the S is meaning, and T is technology. So this project is government funding, and government funding will give some professors do their own and special techniques, and governments consider the topic is good for our future maybe government development. So government will give some funding to the lab to help the topic and the project could be done. So if your lab have some MOST projects, maybe you have a lot of fundings. I'm not mean a lot of some fundings. Okay, could help you do your research. You don't need to afraid of you don't have enough money to do your research. Okay, but maybe the industry and education project is also good because this funding is from the enterprise, and the education project is from the Ministry of Education in Taiwan. So these three parts of the fundings is very uh, I can't say that's easy, but maybe every lab have at least one type of the fundings. So you could uh, just ask your seniors, and what is the project we do now, and you could know maybe some of the content and works you have interest in, and you could ask your supervisors, Professor, could I attend this project and I want to do the research about blah blah blah. Okay, maybe your professor will very happy. Oh, that's okay. So you can attend these parts of research, and during these times, and you help your supervisor to finish the research work, and at the same times your research is also finished. So maybe the whole content you could be your master thesis. That is why I say, if you don't know what topic you want to do, maybe you just follow your supervisor's project. Yeah, it could help you to practice everything during the project, and also could find a real interesting you want to do. But unfortunately, some students will lose the directions in the project. I think that's okay, and you should be honest to 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 discussion with your professor, and how to fix it the problem, and how to help you to find the interesting and your own topic in this project. I think if you do very directly and volunteer to your professor, that will help you to fix the problem. Okay, so finding your own direction from the project is a very good choice in your research period. Okay, so with the sponsorship of the research projects and fundings, we can more easily complete research and writing reports because we have money to do. That does not mean the key point is money. Not really, because I think if you want to do a good research, you can't just do everything by yourself, and you don't have any results because it's too difficult. Yeah. So if we can get some resource, not only the money, maybe some equipment, you still have to spend money to buy it. Yeah. So that's results. I think I have to change the money to results. Okay, resource. Okay. Okay. So do you have any problem? And the first part about how to find the suitable risk topic, we could in a conclusion. One is you have to explore the topics suitable and interesting for yourself. And the first step, I hope you could find them from the different course in your master semester. Okay. And two is you could explore from your seniors in your lab. Maybe a different lab is okay, because when I a master students, I always in leisure times, I always walk to the different lab to discussion with them. Maybe some teachers don't like this because the professor will think, well, Yo-Wen, you're not our members, so you can't go into our lab. Maybe some professor will will get mad on it, but I will observe if these lab professors don't care about it, and I have a good relationship with him or with her, and I think I can get into the lab to discussion with them, and that's just my opinions, because I don't know in our school, do these kind of things will it is polite or impolite? Okay, I'm not sure. So that's just in my experience. I will discussion with the different lab seniors. Okay, but if I know some of the labs professors don't like students to do that, I will avoid it to do that. Okay, so maybe you will have a problem and a question. Why some professors don't like the other students into their lab? Because maybe some projects, maybe they are conducting a new project, have a secrets, maybe have a patents, so they don't want other people to know that. So I think that's okay. Okay. And 3 is reading the international conference paper. Okay, if you have a chance, you just attend it to 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 feeling the situations in the meetings. Okay, but I think we can do this because the COVID-19 is too serious. Okay, and 4, you can read some of the international journal article you have interest in. Okay, and 5 is try to find your lab supervisor's research project. What is they do now, and what kind of the parts you could attend it. You could do well on it, and I suggest you could be a volunteer and they're ready to ask your professor, could I do this? Could I attend this part of the project? Okay. Okay. Do you have any problem or questions? Okay. And we just take a break about 10 or 20 seconds. I drink some water, okay?
Okay.
I know this kind of contents may be a little bit boring. Maybe very boring. But it's very important. So I will insert some my real experience and stories to let the contents don't be so boring, okay? Maybe you if you want to sharing your experience, I think it's very good, and we could change another one to say some things.
Sorry, Professor. I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. Since design is an interdisciplinary subject, many people write paper in different fields.
Yeah.
Based on this, can you recommend several magazines you focus frequently, or even
Okay.
subscribed?
Very good question. Because I will introduce some field and some area for design professional, and we could to submit our paper to this kind of the field and area. Following page I will introduce that. Yeah. So am I reply your do I reply your question?
Do you have some example?
Oh, example, yeah, following page. I write down a lot of contents about your questions, but it's in
in the
following page, maybe following Hangouts. I will show you.
Okay, thank
Please.
you.
Do you mean how to publish your journals and how to find the suitable area, right? This do you know
Yes.
the do
Yes.
you mean, yeah, okay, I will introduce, yeah. But this kind of thing, the content is my experience.
Yeah,
I can't say this is the correct and perfect answer. But I follow these tips. I successful to publish some SCI and SCI papers. So I think this method still have some reference and good help to your learning. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you will have a question. So, Professor, um, how do you concluding all of the things about your Hangouts? This content is uh, writing by myself, right? But the original concept is from my supervisor, many supervisor. During I uh, study in the master degree and PhD degree, so I think I'm unfortunately because I learned from the different foreign countries professor. So some of my supervisor is American, some of is from England, and some of them is from the Japan, and from uh, Australia, and okay, I think that's it all. So I can learn a lot of different way for publication papers from them, and they all do very well in their professional and research area. So I think I just conclude all of them told me, and I choose the parts is real helpful to the design area, and I write the hangout. Okay, but I think during your master degrees times, I think you don't have too high pressures to publish on the SCI or SSCI, because I think if you want to publish the high quality journal, maybe the time is you study in the PhD degree. Yeah, that's just my opinion, because uh, one of my seniors have told me that he say, hey, Yo-Wen, I think I want to I want to publish SCI or SSI quality papers during before he finished his master degree, because he want to study a PhD degree, go abroad, maybe a very good university like the Harvard, maybe Berkeley, maybe California. So he want to have a good reference, a good publication in their uh, curriculum vitae. It's called CV. So that will help to apply the kinds very high quality university PhD degree could be gets more successful. Yeah. If you have the same purpose, I encourage you to publish a high quality journal. It's really help, because in that kind of the high ranking university, they all very concerned about the students' publication and research ability. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So may I jump back to my this page? Okay. Don't worry. I will have a detailed introduction about your question. Okay. Um. And this page is show the following IMRD structure. Oh, okay. And IMRD structure is not my original concept, but it is be proof and be considered all of the world is a good structure for writing a research paper. All of the world, yeah. So you can see a lot of foreigners writing books at the maybe chapter 2 or chapter 3, you could find the same figure like this. Yeah, because research writing concept is from Western society. In the Eastern society, we don't have a really clear structure to have a conclusion about our research. So the original idea is from the Western society. So in their concept, research have to follow a very clearly logic and structure to conduct. So we could easy to know the whole things about what is the original idea of the topic and how do the research team to conduct the research and how do they have the reference, what kind of reference they concern about, and what is the method they did, and what according to the method and the process, what the results they got, and what they want to share their appointments and maybe their findings to us. That is shown in the discussion. So if we do our research, follow the structure, you will find your research is very easy to learn and to know and to learn. That will help research could be spread and could be inspired another researchers to do a new researches and following in the future work. So that is why IMRD structure is so important. But I think some of the research papers in Taiwan, they don't follow the IMRD structure. You could find a lot of kind and different type of the research paper. I think that's okay because different area have their own habits and their own structure. But why I introduce the IMRD structure? Why? Because if you hear about I'm talking about before, you could know every field and every area, if you import your topic into the structure, it's very suitable. The structures could be suitable for every research type and research area. That is why I say it's be proved and be considered is the most suitable structure for every research area. That is why if you could find some research master book, even the area is not similar, but they all mention about the IMRD structure. Therefore, that is why I introduce this is very important. So to have a good research structure and logic is very important. It could help researchers to understand the contents and of each part clearly, and where they need to be constructed. And without disturbing complicated research content and steps. Okay, so we could continue to know. And in general, if the logic of writing can be executed